All right, so welcome back to my channel. There's just something that I felt like I needed to get off my chest. Didn't really prepare any sort of script for this. Just going purely off of what I've seen around the internet recently. So I could call myself a fan of Taylor Swift. I think she has definitely inspired me at times. I don't really how to say follow her personal life very much, but I am familiar with a lot of her albums and songs. I think I've enjoyed her music even back when I was a kid, and in recent years, I've made a conscious decision to listen to a whole lot more of her music that wasn't on the radio or whatever, because we all heard a lot of her songs on the radio when we were younger. But yeah, I felt like diving deeper into her music, all of these themes that she explores with her songs, with her albums. And as we all know, or most of us know by now, with the whole new album controversy, yeah, she recently released a new album called Showgirl, I believe. I think that was the title of the album. And I was actually pretty hyped for it back when she announced it in August. And yeah, um, listened to all the songs back on Friday release. And yeah, like I kind of struggled to really find a lot of songs that I liked. Think I ended up with like five songs that like, oh, these are pretty good. I can see the message behind them, and I can appreciate it. And yeah, I ended up with like five songs in a playlist that I made. Then I listened to them again, to those specific songs that I liked. And yeah, I only ended up with like two songs, maybe even just one that I really like listening to and I still go back to. And the rest of them, sadly, the sound, and especially the lyrics, the thematic, just it's just not really at the level that she's set for herself in the past. Like if you compare Showgirl to, like the lyricism of Folklore or Nevermore, which are very widely known for that type of stuff, well, you're gonna end up with quite a discrepancy there. And yeah, it just wasn't fun to notice that discrepancy, if I'm being honest. And now everyone just came out, especially the haters, they feel justified more than ever to say that, oh, she always sounded this way to us. You guys only just noticed it. And honestly, everyone gets to, you know, give their opinion when it comes to art. Everyone gets to critique. Everyone gets a say, but I don't think says like this should be recycled like this or be purely bad faith like this. Because what you're gonna see around the internet is people just saying that one thing where, like, oh, this is how she always sounded. So glad that you guys are finally seeing it, and that she doesn't have any good songs. She never had any good songs. She never had any good albums. And it's like, you guys keep forgetting that art is subjective. Just because Taylor Swift does not create songs that you might be artistically interested in, that don't touch your passion for art and music, does not mean that she is objectively an untalented artist. Like, don't get me wrong, she definitely has you know, her own issues with her personal public life. She's made maybe questionable decisions, uh, especially when with what includes what she posts on social media as quite recently. But yeah, I don't really follow that all that much, and it's like I'm not gonna hand wave or excuse any of that. I fully know that she's a billionaire and stuff like that. It's especially what kind of ticked me off on her album actually, like the whole, yeah, we're singing about the glitz and glam and oh it's so hard to be a celebrity. And yes, you've sung about this before, about these themes, but I feel like you touched upon them with more depth in those previous albums. And this one feels like it's just an attempt of, I don't know, forced relatability. Like, hey, I'm mingling in with the cool kid slang now. And it's just, it gave people all this fuel. It just gave the haters all this fuel for the fire. And yeah, not to mingle my words, um, yeah, I've just been seeing a lot of people just coming out of their hater dens, being like, oh, she was never any good. She never had any good songs, never had any good albums. Just now, I responded to someone, like, actually wanting to have a conversation about it, like, educate them. Look, art is subjective. Just because you never liked her and you never liked her type of music does not mean that for those of us who might be interested in the type of music that she writes, doesn't mean that for the rest of us, she never had any value. She did. That's why a lot of fans are disappointed and upset in her at the moment. That's precisely why. Because we know what she's capable of. We know that she's capable of writing incredibly beautiful and poetic things. That's what we like. We like the poetic part of Taylor Swift, not the trendy, glitzy, glammy part of her. That's not what we are after. Or at least, let me just speak for myself and tell you that it's not really what I'm looking for when I browse her music. So yeah, my point is, uh, I think trendy, catchy pop songs, they're fun because like she has some of them that I really like. But yeah, this attempt, it just created this entire storm, and now people just get to broadcast their hate without shame because us, the fans, are disappointed. Like, yes, we get to be disappointed because we believed in her. But some of you guys, you're just coming out here saying all these things like you knew better than the rest of us and stuff like that, when that's not even what this is about. Because it's not like we now believe that Taylor Swift is garbage and like she's too far gone and like there's nothing left of value with her. No, I think she can make a comeback from this. I think a lot of us believe that. But when it comes to internet critique, a lot of people just like this sort of L ratio behavior. Like they just get to say all those hateful words and like you try to bring in like an actual, discourse and logic into it. And you want to be fair to all parts because yes, you do get to have a say in this. You do get to, give your own opinion. But when that opinion in itself is nothing more than hateful drivel, then what really does your critique mean? What really is the value of your critique if it's all just zero feedback, just purely hateful words? And then they just call all of Taylor Swift fans just absolutely insane and that they have zero music taste, and they even attack you based on how you look like. Because I was on Instagram, like I replied to someone, I tried to have an actual discourse, an actual discussion with them. My bad. Sometimes I forget that you don't really get to do this on the internet a lot, where you get to have like an actual proper discussion without someone literally telling you a bunch of words about how you should, I don't know, gay mend yourself or such phrases, or that you look like this and that. Because me, like, I don't hide my face on my social media, like, I have it there. And then this person said something about my appearance instead of actually using logic against my own argument. And yeah, I just think that the internet critique and the internet discourse is just an even hotter, sloppier mess than this album release. I think, I don't know, some of these opinions are just completely unwarranted and unneeded, unproductive, and they will not fix the problem with modern music. If there is a problem to be addressed, such as this, I'm sure there is, because you've heard that phrase, they don't make music like they used to. And being creative these days, bringing original ideas to the table, it's definitely getting a lot harder each and every time. But yeah, the point is, like if you're gonna argue something, you better bring more than feelings to the table, and you better stay respectful to all parties involved. Because yes, everybody has the right to express their own opinion. But the moment someone tries to actually challenge you on your opinion, on what you believe, if you respond back with hate instead of actually remaining civil and discussing your actual point of view, then maybe, just maybe, you should go back to the drawing board and rethink your approach. Maybe rethink if you even get to express your opinion in this manner. If I'm putting it lightly, that is, because I could have stronger words for this, but honestly, yeah, I'm just very exhausted with the state of the internet in general. Just people seeing other people like just pixels on a screen, like just completely indispensable. We forget that each and every one of us is human and is deserving of respect and empathy and grace. And that remains true for Taylor Swift too. Like, whether she's a billionaire or not, she's still a human being. And I think, as an artist and as a human being, she deserves genuine critique, not just people hating her for the lols and making fun of her for the lols. I don't think she's that bad of a person for her to deserve such a thing. Nobody's perfect, but I think if we all just gave each other that kind of grace to just be able to give honest, well intentioned feedback, I think the world would be a much better place than it is today. I genuinely hope that the internet will one day change and that we will literally stop with the quote unquote trolling and memes and the comments, just like Taylor said, unquote, in her song. Wait, I ended the quote at the wrong place. Silly me. But anyway, maybe you've heard that song that I'm referencing, but at this point, we might just be proving her point if we keep doing things this way. regardless of the quality of that one song, the internet discourse in this day and age is kind of proving her point, not gonna lie. But yeah, this was my rant about this whole state of the current internet thing. So yeah, if there is one thing I want you to take away from this video, is that I definitely believe that you are allowed to express your opinion, whether it's with or against another person. But what's important to do is to allow grace and to allow discussions to flow freely instead of just, I don't know, attacking someone's beliefs or attacking someone's physical appearance, you know, going for the jugular. Let's have civil discussions. We have all this marvelous internet for a reason. We're no longer cavemen. So, let's act civilized if we can. Why the hell not? Don't think it's that difficult if you ask me. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents. Just remember to be kind and that you are definitely allowed to express your opinion so long as you do remain kind. Alright, have a good one, you guys. Bye bye.